Alright, so let's get into it. So this video is going to be mainly for people who are using auto combos and want to start learning how to do regular combos and even create some of their own. We're going to go over how your normals and specials work, how to link moves together, and how to do your first combos. I will go over some additional in-game resources at the end if you're looking for more information to help you improve. So to start off, we're just going to go with our normal moves, which is our light moves, our medium moves, and our heavy moves. So on the ground, we have a standing light and a crouching light, standing medium, crouching medium, and standing heavy and crouching heavy. Now in the air, we just have a normal jumping light, a jumping medium, and then in the air we have a jumping heavy, forward heavy, and a down heavy. Now we'll get into using all of these options later, but for now, just know that our lights have the least amount of hit stun on the enemy and also take the least amount of time to come out. Our mediums, a little bit longer to come out, but also do a little bit more stun on the enemy. And then our heavies are going to be the same, where they do a lot more stun on the enemy, but take a lot longer to come out. Now, two of our normals are incredibly unique, and that is our down medium and our down heavy. Our down medium is going to knock them up into the air a little bit, and our down heavy is going to knock them into the air a lot. But if you connect another move before you connect your down heavy, it's just going to knock them up into the air like that. Now, if we go by the logic we talked about earlier, where our heavy does the most hit stun, that means our down heavy is going to do the most hit stun, as well as knock them up into the air the highest. Our down medium is going to put them into the air a little bit, and is going to fall out of it a lot quicker. Now, that does not mean you cannot combo out of it, that just means it has different purposes, and you can also even combo these together. So if you're having a really hard time linking these or putting these together at the same time, there's a really easy way to know what timing you need to have to press the next button. And that is, as soon as the move connects onto the opponent is the exact moment you're able to start inputting your next move. So say if I do medium into heavy, I'm waiting until that sword actually hits Iron Man, and you can actually just see the physical recoil he takes from hitting it. And the moment you see him twitch, you can actually input the next move then. And you can input another move, or you can even input a jump on hit. So now after we jump off of a hit, we can actually utilize our light, medium, and our heavy, down heavy, and forward heavy that we talked about earlier. So we're going to go heavy, down heavy, and light. Now this is extremely unhelpful for doing like normal damaging combos, but it is incredibly good for if you're having troubles timing like the medium or the heavy after the jump. The light comes out the quickest, so you have the most room for error to hit this, and so if it's going to be easier for you to practice getting the timing down, you can start with just doing this light. So now let's talk about our jumping medium, which has really good horizontal range and is really quick. It's really good for getting in on your opponent, and it's also good for doing combos. Now we'll get into our heavy moves. Now we have our jumping neutral heavy, and that hits very vertically, but it doesn't hit very far forward. So our forward heavy is going to be doing that for us. It is going to be a little bit slower than our medium, but it has better range than our medium does horizontally. And then we have our down heavy, and that is going to be best for jumping in on your opponent, and it's going to have our best downwards hitbox. Now, if we hit that down heavy in the air, it is going to spike the opponent down, which we can continue a combo with an assist, but we'll talk about that later. So now if we apply the same logic we used earlier, where if we do our heavy into down heavy into jump, we can also do that right after our forward heavy. We can just do a little jump right afterwards, and you can extend a combo. Now you're going to want to practice this timing, because it can be a little hard to pull off, especially when you're first starting out. So even if you just want to just do this little route a few times and just get this down, it's going to help you a lot later. Now I forgot to mention before that you can actually only do 4 of your standing normals on hit. What I mean by that is you have your 6 options of your 3 standing lights, or your 3 standing normals, and then your 3 crouching normals. And you can only use a combination of 4 of those all together. So say if I want to do a standing light into crouching light into standing medium, crouching medium, that's where the combo is going to end. I actually can't press heavy after that because it locks you out. But like say if I wanted to do like crouching light, standing light into heavy, down heavy, I can do that. So now let's move on to our skills. We have our back quick skill, we have a down quick skill, we have a forward quick skill, and we have a neutral quick skill. Now you have a different variation of all of these. You have your light version, you have your medium version, and you have your heavy version of all of these. And you'll realize at the bottom when you use the heavy, you are using 25 of that bar, so you just want to be a little bit careful if you have the bar or if you're feeling like expending it. So added onto that, we have our unique skill, but with this, it's going to be very different per character. So you're going to be wanting to go to your training essentials, to your command list, and then going over to the unique tab and then checking out what your character is capable of. Because Magic has these 3 options, Danger has 1 option, and then Star-Lord has a dictionary. So you're going to be wanting to check what your character has and what they're capable of. It's now kind of how we went over earlier, that if you hit an opponent, you will know that as soon as they move or when your hit connects is when you can input another move. When you do a skill, you're going to be wanting to look for your character to go back to their idle animation before you can input another move. So with that being said, say if we do our normal fireball and we hold crouch, you're going to know that that's the exact time you're going to be able to input another move. And you'll notice that's also when she goes back to her standing idle position. So say if I want to do 2 fireballs in a row, I will wait for her to go right back into that standing position, and then I will input that again. Now the same logic applies, say if we use this heavy, it's a little bit longer of an animation, but you'll be able to input your next move the moment she goes back into her normal jumping pose. So you'll be able to see this. I'll wait for a while, and then as soon as she goes into standing, standing up straight again, or I guess jumping straight again, is when you can input your next move. Now it's going to be very important to get these timings down, because sometimes you will think a combo isn't going to work or moves aren't going to connect, and it might just be because you're doing the move too slow. So if you get really comfortable at knowing exactly when you can cancel these moves or when you can go into the next one, it's going to be extremely helpful for when you start putting stuff together. Now the fun part is learning what you can do after your skills. So say if we hit her neutral quick skill and we do this little fireball, I cannot possibly get another hit off of this. It's not possible, there's nothing we can do off of that other than do an assist, which we can go into that later. Now it's going to be the same thing, say if I hit the back quick skill. He's going to fly way too far away, there's nothing I can do about that, but you can call in an assist. And then the same logic applies to where if I use the forward one as well. So now I know we can't combo off of any of those, but let's say if I do my down quick skill, I can actually jump and get a hit after it. But this takes a very long time to come out, and you're not actually going to be able to land that off of any of your normal hits. So say if I do my normal like standing light, I actually can't do that in a combo. It just takes too long. There's not enough hits done. So now if we do our medium into it, also doesn't work. Our heavy and try to do it, that doesn't work. But say if I do my down heavy, that's going to work. So we can actually use that to combo. So there's going to be a little experiments like that you're going to want to do if you just are like, why doesn't this move connect? What can this move connect into? I would recommend trying all the different variations of your normals to see if they will connect after you've performed those. So like same with Magic's back quick skill, or her back medium quick skill. Actually, if I do any move, this isn't going to connect. If I do my heavy into it, it's not going to work. If I do my down heavy, it's also not going to work unless, I want to skip the first hit, which I don't think that works mid-screen. Wait. Yeah, it doesn't work mid-screen. I go past them. So that's also something you want to worry about, is checking if something works mid-screen and checking if it works in the corner, because some things are going to work in the corner that won't work mid-screen. But now if I try my medium into down medium into back medium quick skill, that actually works. It works better than anything I tried. It works in the corner, it works mid-screen. That's usually going to be what I'm going to be wanting to do if I want to start off my combo with this. Now you're going to notice that every character in this game is pretty unique how they get their combos and which buttons they start with. And with Danger, that's no exception, because say if I want to do my back medium quick skill and combo a normal move into that, say if I want to do my heavy and I'm like, oh, okay, I can try it after, my heavy connects. I'm like, oh, that doesn't work. But actually, if I cancel where her knee comes up at the start, I can then actually get the skill out. So if I'm quick and I do my skill after that one, then it would connect. But if you never, tried that and you were just like, oh, I'll do it after my heavy connects, you would never know. So a lot of these are kind of tricky, and if I don't cancel this quick enough, it's also not going to connect. I have to do it pretty immediately. There are just some things you have to experiment with, and it's also very incredibly helpful to watch other people do combos, not just to be like, oh, I want to copy their combo and do their exact combo. It's more to learn what actually works. So say with Danger, I realized oh, if I do this into my back medium quick skill, oh, after I land my back medium quick skill, I saw somebody do, they can connect medium into medium again and knock them down to the ground. And so then if I do this combo, I can knock them into the ground and then continue my combo. Now I wouldn't have recognized that if I was still trying to do this and go into quarter circle back medium, or your back medium quick skill. I just wouldn't have known that was possible. So sometimes watching other people isn't about doing their exact combo or learning, like, to copy them. It's just to learn what's actually possible. Sorry, excuse the quality, but this is the combo that I first saw when I first realized that you can actually hit that heavy into back medium quick skill. And I just noticed it from the middle of his combo. I wasn't trying to recreate it, I was just like, oh, what's going on here? And then I saw it right there, he hit that little knee into that, you know, back medium quick skill. And I didn't know this was possible. And so I just went into my game and I was like, oh, you know, I can actually just use that at any point on the screen. He does it multiple times in this combo. I didn't realize how important that was. And just analyzing this clip and just realizing like, hey, this is a possibility is something you can use to actually put together your own combos for yourself. So now how I just used that was, I was like, oh, if I just hit him away with an assist in neutral, I can actually just fly forward, get a forward heavy, and then I can actually connect a standing, you know, my standing heavy with my little knee, and then I can actually go and continue my combo. So I was like, oh, so I can just do this, and then keep going. And then you can kind of do whatever you want after that. And I just used that from analyzing that guy's clip and just finding a little bit of what actually is possible. So now after showing you all that, there is one incredibly easy way to extend all of your combos, and that is by ending it with an assist. So now when we get a hit, you'll realize that one of our green bars up top goes missing, and that's because it's going to be necessary to use one of those every time you want to call an assist after a hit. And then you'll notice also on the top left that their picture gets grayed out after you use an assist. So that means if I use Danger just in the middle of the screen, she actually becomes unusable for a little bit. That also applies to where if I start off the combo by using her in neutral, and then using these two assists, I still have a green bar left, but I actually couldn't call another assist because she wasn't available. So you'll have to be careful and make sure you recognize all the resources you have going into a combo to know just how far you can extend it. So depending on your character and what type of combo you're looking for is depending on what time you want to call in your assist, and that's just something you're going to want to experiment with. Because even with Magic, if I call her in at the moment that I possibly can, he's still going to tumble no matter what. But yeah, characters like Danger, for example, yeah, it's just not the same. So I forgot to mention previously, that all happens if you press just your neutral assist when you hit the opponent. It's not going to count the same as if you do, like, say, forward assist. She's going to now do that beam instead of just doing the little, like, shoulder tackle. And that's going to be, say, if I want to instead not use, you know, Danger right there, and if I want to use Hulk, he's on the down position on this top left spot, which you're going to be able to tell, like, which assist you want to call in by which direction they are on your little board. So say if I wanted to use Hulk here, I could do heavy, and then I could do a down assist, and that's going to have Hulk come out, and I can get different types of combos. Now, every back assist is incredibly unique. So Dr. Doom, if he does back assist, it's going to take forever for his little laser beam to come down, and it's not really, you know, practical, say if I wanted to do, you know, heavy and then assist and then kind of continue the combo. If I did that with him, nothing's really going to happen and my combo's just going to end, unless I, you know, do another move, of course. So now if you wanted to combo off of Dr. Doom's back assist, all you'd have to do is call him in the middle of your combo. So say if I do my heavy and then call him in and then do a down heavy, I can do this full combo and then, you know, get something else off of it. It's going to be very different depending on each unique back assist, so I would just kind of test which ones you like the best and go from there. Now, just like you saw in the last part, how it's very different to combo with his back assist, it's also a little bit different to combo with your down assist and your forward assist. So if you do our forward assist with Danger here, it is going to knock him up just a little bit, and it's not going to knock him down. Also, doesn't really work off of the heavy. I just found that out. So some moves are also just not going to be able to connect with your shooter assist, and then same with your down assist. But I think more often than not, your down assist is usually going to combo. Now let's say if I wanted to combo off of a Danger's forward assist for some reason, I could actually do my back quick skill, and then call her in the middle of it, and then she'll shoot him while he's flying, you know, outwards, and then I can combo. But if I use it, you know, later in the combo, I'm not going to be able to do it, and then same if I do it at the start, it's not going to combo. So you're going to be wanting to mess with timings and just see what's going to work best for you. It's also just really helpful to go watch other people who use these assists to see how they implement using them. Now before we go into the combo section, I want to talk about the benefits of using your assists in a combo and the benefits of using your heavy skills in a combo. Now if I do these 3 hits, you're going to be seeing on the left side where our little hit counter is at. That little blue bar is going to show how many more hits we can do until the combo drops. So if I do a skill, it's going to have the bar keep going up and we're going to have less hits to finish the combo. But if we use a heavy skill, the bar doesn't move at all. So we're going to be able to implement heavy skills into our combo to be able to extend it to where we can get more damage. Now a different rule applies if we use an assist. So now say if I knock the opponent down and I use an assist, you'll notice the bar actually goes down a little bit. That even gives us more room to do more combos, and then especially if you start adding both of those together, or we do this, and then we can combo past that, you're going to be able to extend them much further. Now I just want to show you 2 combos that can be used with every character in the game. They'll help you when you are learning new characters, as well as help you practice your jump timings, your assist timings, as well as your specials that will end up helping you extend your combos. The first one is going to be using no assists and no specials, and we're just going to be going into the air and knocking him down to the ground. So first off, we're just going to be doing our medium, into heavy, into down heavy, and then we're going to be jumping into the air and doing a medium heavy, and right after that, we're going to be jumping again, and then doing another medium heavy, and then right at the end after that last medium heavy, we're going to be pressing heavy one more time and knocking him down to the ground. So now that was it for our first combo, so now we're going to go into our second combo by just adding an assist and a special and a super now. After you've practiced that for a while, we're going to be knocking him down to the ground with that last heavy, and as he's coming down, we're going to be able to call our assist. And after that, we're going to have him in a tumbling state, and we can really do whatever we want. Now while we have him tumbling on the ground, we're going to leave out our medium move and go into a heavy into down heavy, and that's because our combo is going to go on a little too long if we add that medium in. It's going to make the combo break before we get to our ender. So it's just going to look like this so far. And then right here we're going into our heavy quick skill, and then we're going into our unique plus quick skill, or quarter circle forward medium plus heavy, whichever one you prefer. Now after you've done all of your practice and you've got everything put together, it's just going to look like this. And that's about it. So now for a quick example, the same combo works with Star-Lord. And this is the same combo even with danger. Now, if you're looking for any additional inspiration for your characters, I highly recommend you go to these character lessons. They are extremely helpful. You can pick whichever character you'd like, whichever one you're wanting to learn. You can go, say, to Magic where we just were. It'll teach you how to connect certain moves together. That'll teach you jump cancels. It'll teach you how to call assists and do combos off of that. It even helps you use your supers in a combo. And then there are these level up missions that help you start out with like an objective of starting out with just a light and then having to do your super and reaching over 35 damage, and you have to come up with the combo yourself. So they're just little combo puzzles, and they're really good like thought experiments for your character. Now if you're looking for what other people are doing and what like pros are doing and top players, you can always go down to this ranking section and you can click your filter button and then go over to character, and then click whichever character you're looking for. So let's just say, since we were doing magic, we can click here, and we can go to character role. We can have the leader or the assist, like kind of how we were talking about, if we want to see how people are using the assists in different roles, whether it's like the down assist, right assist, left assist, whichever one. But we'll just go to leader for now. And now you can see we have all these players, even in the top 100, that are using magic as their main, and a lot of Spider-Man. But yeah, so magic has a lot of representation. So if you're really looking for specific combos or just kind of wanting to figure out what moves connect into what, you can just go here, go to their personal channel, and then you have all of these replays at your disposal. I hope this was able to help you get more comfortable with your character and start learning how to put combos together. I'm not very good at explaining things, but I hope it was put together well enough to help at least somebody. If you want more videos like this, or if you want me to redo this but better, please just let me know. If this did help, please leave a like so that I know if I was able to help you out or not, or if this was even something I should be putting some time into, because if I'm this bad at it, I don't know if I should just stick to doing normal gameplay. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye!